Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am Teacher Casey. You can see me in my classroom, but on this channel, on Entrepreneur Life with Casey, we talk about all things business and women entrepreneurs or just entrepreneurs in general. So getting started right away on automated webinars. So you see it everywhere. Video is one of the most powerful mediums to use in the digital marketplace. An extremely effective tool you can add to your toolbox as a businesswoman is that of a webinar. Webinars are short for web-based seminars, and they're a great way to establish credibility with your audience by showing your knowledge base. They are also great for establishing connections with your audience as your personality is revealed a bit. This goes back to the topic, as I am always referring to as an affiliate marketer, the know, like, and trust factor. You can also use a webinar to take care of some of the objections that your consumers may experience in their customer journey. Finally, you can gain increased traffic on your website and social media as well. This is why it is important for your website and social media to share a common message rather than appear to be separate entities. In today's episode, I'd like to share with you some things I learned as I was researching webinars. Let's begin with a list of 7 elements of any webinar. This actually came from the Webinar Ninja. Number 1, registration page. An effective landing page will serve as a way for your audience to register while also addressing the psychological triggers. I often register for a free webinar because they will help solve a problem I am experiencing. I have to admit, I am a chronic sign up for the webinar and not attend kind of person. I often watch the replays of the webinars though, which I'll talk about later. The thank you page. Our confirmation page is a great way to induce our attendees to engage in an action which will encourage attendance. One great tool is to integrate onto the confirmation page, a way for the attendee to add the event to their Google Calendar. And number 3, the webinar page. This is the place the real magic happens, as this is where the attendees will watch the webinar. The webinar page should have a simple, clear, professional look. It's a great idea to have some interactive features in your webinar, which would allow for Q&A as well. Number 4, replay page. Statistically, replays are responsible for a lot of attendees and sales. Like I mentioned before, if the webinar is not automated, I usually don't attend the live version. I like to watch webinars on my schedule. Every once in a while, if there is something that is very important to me or my business, I will attend it live. So, number 5, email sequences. After your webinar's over, the work isn't done. Actually, you should have your email sequences set up through automation prior to the actual event. An email should be sent to the people who signed up but didn't attend, like me. You should also send an email to those who attended but didn't convert, and to the people who signed up, showed up, and purchased your service or product. They are your future testimonials. Number 6, sales offer. Your webinar should include a prepackaged sales page that will allow the potential customer fewer opportunities to second guess their decisions. Remember, people tend to lead with the heart and then try to line up their head with good reasons to follow their heart. If there are too many clicks along the way to complete a purchase, their head may put a kibosh on what the heart is feeling or what the heart wants. Number 7, statistics and analysis. We should always measure how effective our webinar was by looking at A, how many registrants there were, B, how many actually attended, C, how long they attended. If there's a common theme of people leaving at a specific point in the webinar, this is a good indication you need to review that point in the webinar to make some changes. And D, how many people clicked your offer. Okay, now that we know some of the essentials for a webinar, let's take a look at a blog post from Forbes, because you know I love to go to their stuff and learn. So, 4 reasons your webinar isn't converting. Number 1, you are not researching well enough. Before you go into an important meeting with a possible new client, you always do your homework, right? Check out their website, maybe take notes on their mission, and find areas your business and their business are in alignment. And check out their social media. Prior to doing a webinar, even if the topic is something that you know inside and out, It is important to get a feel for what is trending around that topic and what your competitors are doing and saying. It also helps to be able to share some statistics regarding certain areas of your topic that will be interesting or create a sense of urgency for action. Number 2, your webinar addressed the product, not the problem. Do you remember all those films you used to watch in middle school social studies and science classes? I remember when the students in my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classes would get so excited when they saw the projector being wheeled into the classroom. Nothing like showing your age here. There would be an audible cheer. You don't want your webinar to sound like a 7th grade science film on earthworms. That would be pretty boring, although I like learning about earthworms. The problem your audience faces is what brought them to the webinar. So discuss that problem, relate to it, and then offer a solution. Number 3, low attendance rates. Traditionally, attendance rates are not the greatest for free webinars for a variety of reasons. One way to combat this is to send email reminders 24 hours, 6 hours, and 30 minutes before the event. You can also integrate the add to your Google Calendar option on the opt-in page to assist with improving attendance rates. And the last one, number 4, your product is your problem. I know that sounds a little harsh. Your product is your problem. Sam Ovens, CEO of Consulting.com, has been running the same webinar for 4 years and has grossed $20 million in sales from it alone. He says 9 out of 10 times the reason why a webinar doesn't convert is because of something everyone is afraid of, the product. If your product doesn't have a clear audience, doesn't solve a problem, or isn't different from your competitors, then you need to go back to your product. As the developer, you are the expert about your product and how it solves a clear problem. Get together your message regarding your product so you can clearly communicate this message in your webinar. All right, we have reviewed a ton of information today about webinars and how to improve your conversion rates in your webinars. Webinars are what brought me to Groove in the first place. My friend Tamara and I had a webinar we wanted to share. Our problem was that all the tools available were costly. We found Groove because of its value and its ability to provide a wealth of other key resources our business needed. Groove currently offers automated webinars. The great thing about an automated webinar is you take the potential problems that can occur with live events out of the mix. You can plan when you want to launch the webinar and how the replay will be offered. It can be an evergreen webinar as well, which can continue to provide you with passive incomes for months or even years, like Sam Ovens' webinar we discussed earlier. So if you'd like to check out Groove webinar, I'll share the link below in the description box. And I hope you have a groovy week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I go live or upload another video. And that's it. Goodbye, everyone.